Hi everyone, this is Burak from Trading Channels. I just made the weekend charts and I was going to make them all free for this weekend, but I thought, you know what, let's make a video of all the markets that we follow, and because it's been a while since I've covered everything, and I hope you like it. So there's going to be indices, Forex, and commodities. Let's start with S&P 500. This is what we are looking at the moment. So the most recent action was the break of this blue resistance, and clearly this was an extremely bullish development because of the backtest, and the backtest holding was a very clear breakout that was confirmed. I've been looking into the long-term lines as well. As you can see here, there has been some long-term, well, the top band is the orange, the golden top band is the outer boundary, and inside, if I show you the orange, this is a speculative channel because it doesn't have the bottom band confirmation. But as you see, the top band is quite clear and the internals are pretty good. The bottom was captured by over here by this support, and as you can see within the channels, the past prices are reflected. So this is a past price, and the past prices are reflected within the channel into the future. That's why I always choose to mark the internals and then get some confirmation for the channels and also trade them. As you can see, this is not the only thing that we were looking into when S&P was bottoming out last week, a few weeks ago. The other one was this year. So as you can see, let's mark it with the green. The resistance here was broken, back tested, and then it got all the way high up. It got back tested again twice, and it went all the way up to 2,950, and it came back. And you can see that's why this line was so important for this support, and it was a triple support, in fact, and this was the other one, and that's where it bounced around 2,730, I think, and that was a nice triple support to buy into. And then we broke out the blue resistance, back tested it, and it still keeps going. And now let's have a look at the closer view. Currently the red channel is entirely speculative because the red top band has only one touch, but the internals are pretty good. So I basically, again, as I said, I draw these internal lines to capture where the bottom band can be. I cannot be sure until it shows a reaction, and that's why, as I always say, you don't always have to know what a certain market will do at any given moment in time, but you can have setups. You can have, say, if it does this, I'm going to do that. If it does that, I'm going to do this. And that's where, you know, technical analysis come very much in hand, because no one can know what the future can bring. The best technical specialists, the best fundamentals. My main approach to markets is basically if closes. If it does this, I'm going to do that, and I'm looking for setups. I'm never going to claim this is where it's going to go. It can, yes, of course, when you have a bias and when you start the trade button, you know, press the trade button, buy and sell, you immediately have something called, a target, a bias, obviously. But what I mean by that, when I said I'm not biased at all is because of the lines. And I always say, as long as this support holds, I'm bullish. That's my bias. But when that line or that support or that resistance is taken out, I'm not going to hold that bias anymore. And I'm going to be looking to sell. Let's say a major support breaks. But currently there is no reason to be extremely bearish. So buying is much easier. As support's holding and resistances are breaking and getting back tested, why not buy as long as the market keeps going? So let's go back to the S&P, and we have this, prospective red channel. I'm not saying this is a channel yet, but it looks like it's actually, we can delete this blue one and make one green like this. Okay, so the internals are looking pretty good on the green one. So if the red bottom band breaks, then I would expect a sell-off to the green bottom band, and that would be a very nice bull flag, potential bull flag. Of course, for a bull flag to get confirmed, it has to break the bull flag to the upside. But I would say if it pierces the red bottom band, I would expect a run, or basically a sell-off to the green bottom band and bounce. And that will be in line with the orange, or let's say the golden internal support rail, which would be here. All right. So I'm still bullish because we have a gap here, 2,948. And I think looking at the strong momentum, we're going to get there. And this is Dow Jones. Currently, the green zone is holding. Many would call the right shoulder of a very big head and shoulder pattern. I never do that. I never chase the patterns, because patterns are basically what, give you again another bias. As long as they get confirmed, nobody can say anything about any pattern. And the patterns basically the formations that everybody is looking at. So if you look at the blue one, you can see that was a neckline, but actually it didn't put a fight against the bulls, and it didn't really budge. I mean, the bulls basically smashed through it and smashed through the red resistance, and on the short-term time scale it back tested and kept on going. So the green one may do that as well, and that's why. And I still look into some sort of a rising channel from these lows, but there is nothing formed here resembling a bull flag or anything, so I'm keeping my options open. It may really tank really hard and come back to the blue support zone. No one can, rule that out, but we'll see. On the Nasdaq, we are looking into a little bit similar to S&P or ES, but the blue channel or the blue top band has 4 touches, which is quite ripe for a breakout. But if Nasdaq sells down all the way to the orange bottom band, I would buy that double support at the bounce, not before. But as soon as I see the bounce, that means this double support gets confirmed, and I would buy. And how do I get to this golden channel? Is the same principle that I look into the internals, and as you can see, the internals are really looking nice. Resistances here, breakdown, and calling it as another resistance, becoming, let me see. So this and that are all reflected here and there. And same thing here, this support and that support. if you think this is arbitrary or random, you can try to match lines between them, between these prices, and try to find out another channel, which I think you wouldn't be able to do, because there's usually one very clear one. And actually I can even make another case doing it like this, and you can see even here there is some support and resistance on this internals, and which is why I have my eye on the golden bottom band for a double support. On the FTSE, this is a 2-hourly chart. This was a double support, so I already had my top band on this red line here, right? It's quite accurate, 3 touches, and then also the green channel's internal support, which was, just a second, let me make it a bit more clear, right here, okay. And the green channel was a bull flag, and it was broken, following the nice bounce from the double support at the red bottom band. So the red bottom band was not a support until we got the confirmation with a very nice bounce, and that's what exactly happened. I had the internal line here and the top band here, but I didn't have the bottom band to confirm. The moment it bounced, it confirmed that as a channel, and that was a cautious buy. But the moment it also broke the green channel to the upside and back tested it, that was a very convincing bullish move. And right now, similar to the other ones, there is the golden rising channel, which is a speculative channel, not really confirmed, and the same thing is the blue one, which may turn into a bull flag, but currently there is nothing suggesting that. I'm just having these channels ready, I make my preparations based on speculative channels, and as soon as they get confirmed, I act on them and trade them. And DAX has not moved much, not like the others. Even during the sell-off, it wasn't a lot, but basically formed this very beautiful bullish bull flag, the blue one, and recently it broke it to the upside and kind of back tested it. But green resistance, which was previously a support, and it's holding at the back test, and I think if it can follow this bullish breakout, DAX will keep on going to 12,500 or even 13,000. I'm not going to go through all the Forex pairs, but right now what we had was, first of all, this channel, okay, and we broke it, and then there was this sideways channel. Let's put it with the green. It came, and that was a double support, but the double support didn't last too long, and the blue channel broke to the downside. Similarly, the green bottom band and the back test was very, very accurate. And then we came all the way down, and I'll show you now the blue long term, probably a support. I mean, this was a broken resistance. You can see 1, 2, 3. I always count 3. When it's standalone support or resistance, you have to have 3 touches, not 2, 3 touches on the tops or through the tops or through the bottoms. The breakout was not clear, was not very clean, so it broke it out, but then it came down quite a lot. So I'm not very fond of this, resistance breakout. And that's why I'm a little bit skeptical about this support holding. Currently it does. So we basically closed our shorts at 112.10. Just, yesterday, Friday the 14th. We were short right around here. and now I'm just gonna see what it does. I don't want to do anything because this red channel is also a very nicely looking bear flag. But maybe we'll get a bounce here, and what it does, what Euro does in the next few days or weeks is extremely important. And if it does break down the red bear flag, then we would be looking into below 110, 108, 108, and finally 105. But if it doesn't, and if it goes all the way to the red top band and breaks it through, then we can easily go to 115, 116. So currently I'm only watching and seeing what's going to happen. On the cable turned very bearish after the break of the green bear flag, and the red channel, so the red channel from here, it was basically this side. So the red channel was this, okay, top, low, another low, another low. Here this was the top, and this was basically, I was plotting the bottom band and the top here, and I was expecting this to reverse, and it did with the help of some green resistance, and it came down, and here it didn't stop. It smashed through, bounced, and then did another bounce. So actually the red channel became, the bottom band of the red channel became here, these two. And just recently we had two structures, which was the blue support breakdown and the wedge following that. So the breakdown, bounce, so short. Of course I was expecting it to come all the way down here, but it was short-lived. It didn't make a new high, but it formed a very nice bearish wedge which broke down, and now it's selling off, and I think it's going to touch the red bottom band ultimately, and then we'll see what happens. So let's go on the commodities. This is oil. On the short term, I think I'm going to have a look at the Brent. Brent has a much better downsloping channel. I love it. This is as accurate as it gets. And first of all, let's see the weekly. The weekly rising channel is the red one. It's unmistakably a rising channel. Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because the top band is here, and I was expecting a bounce, waiting for it to bounce here. There was a declining channel right here as well, and that's where it all turned up. That included also WTI. So I have my eye on both oils, and sometimes Brent shows better signals, just like here. So the internal red support held together with the blue one. Look at this beautiful formation. So the top is here, the top is here, the bottom band, two bottom bands, and then here, there. So the moment it started coming here, this line and this whole channel, I was looking into these supports, and I thought after the first one it's going to bounce all the way up, but actually it came coming down. And the fourth is the maximum. So on a declining channel, the fourth is actually the maximum where you can get a bounce. I mean, after the fourth, if it comes in the fifth, I would be very worried that it's going to break down, but it didn't. So it bounced, came up, and now the internal support held. You can see the internal support, how I use these internal lines. Look, they are so crisp clear, and the red support again holding. And now we bounced, and I think here there is a resistance which is about to break, and we will probably do this. And I think oil is going up from here. All right. clean this one. All right, Nasdaq, NATGAS. Let me see. NATGAS was a very nice short at the red top band. So we were waiting and waiting and waiting for this entire sideways move to touch the red top band, and that was a speculative declining channel. And the moment it reversed, it confirmed it as a channel, and that's why we shorted. There was another formation here that was obviously a bear flag, and that was also another conviction that we were going to go lower. Following the break of the bear flag and then back testing it, you can see it kept on coming down, and right now the blue one is an internal channel, a speculative channel, because it doesn't have the top bottom band bounce, but I have my eye on it because the internal is good, it's holding, and you can see the internal here, here, a little bit here, but these two made the internals pretty much, you know, like an internals corridor. The top band is here and the bottom band. So if this golden channel becomes the bear flag, then I would be expecting another sell-off here. And if it breaks down here within the red channel, I would be expecting a major sell-off below 2, not even to 2 and below 2. And this is gold. Gold is on everyone's radar. Gold bottomed out in end of 2015, and everybody is looking into several supports and resistances, but they are speculative. They are kind of, you know, if you plot this resistance like this, the blue one, you can call it resistance and it's broken. You can have this high and like this, okay, yeah, that's the key, that's fine, but actually none of these tops mean anything because they happened before this law, and the formation, if any formation that we call it as a resistance, it's according to my rules, of course some people have different rules, but according to my rules, a resistance after a support, this type of formation, you have to take these stops as a resistance, not before, not be anything before this law. All right, and that's why, I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, and the 4th touch on Friday held perfectly. You can look at this beauty, and that is what I've been watching right now. And the green, okay, it's a little bit distorted, 1 second, I'm gonna correct this. The green channel, right, it's here, a little bit magnet effect, yeah, that's it. It's not perfect, it has some overshoots, but you can see currently it's holding, and it has 4 touches on its bottom band, and this reversal is, if this is a major reversal, we will sell off and break the golden bottom band or golden standalone support. It's not part of a channel, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4 touches if you count these as well. Sometimes they do it like this, you know, a rail rather than a single line. This happens more often in the recent years, and I think if gold follows through with this major reversal, then we will break down the golden support rail and even break the blue bottom band. That will take us to 1150. Silver has been very, very bad in terms of, bullishness. Gold touched the February highs, but silver is far from that performance. It broke down this beautiful bear flag, the red one, back tested it, came down, bounced, and the golden channel's top rail has been holding together with the green internal resistance. And what is the green internal resistance, or basically the green formation? It is quite clear. Yes, there is some overshoots here, but the bottom band is very clear, which has 3 touches. So be very careful if silver comes here and breaks it down. It may fall to all the way to 12. For a rally to happen, it has to really rally all the way to the blue top band, or a blue resistance, which has already 3 touches, and smash it through. And that will be a very, very bullish action. But till then, I'm leaning bearish still. So we covered indices, Forex, and commodities. All right, guys, I hope you like it. Happy trading for next week. I'm gonna make another video probably in about 2 weeks, hopefully. All right, bye guys, bye.